So first of all, let me just say that I was not feeling Cheyenne Bryant before any of the controversy. I did not like things that she was saying, especially with Cam Newton. I haven't really watched much of anything else, but I did look at that. The other thing is, I had started a doctoral program a couple years ago, and after a year, I definitely was like completely done. And I had an AB average, so it wasn't like I just could not continue. It was that some of the interactions I had with a couple of the professors. Because number one, I was thinking about like doing my dissertation on um, like SA and teenage pregnancy and things like that because um, it's a thing. And so this lady, I had said something about I was going to look into how many teenagers that got pregnant had used protection or at least tried to use protection. And she was like, well, if you're a teenage mother, you probably didn't use protection. Okay, bitch. Well, first of all, I don't think you should be teaching a doctoral class because if you don't understand the concept that teenagers get raped, they use condoms and it falls off. Not falls off, but gets trapped in the cavity. I mean, have you ever had intercourse using prophylactics? Like, and then people also alter condoms. Then I was presented with information about Freud in that he was basically covering up a shitload of SA, actually incestuous SA between fathers and daughters, and called it hysteria. But then when I talked about it in one of the papers that I did for the class, he tore my paper up and told me that I should stay away from controversial topics. Sir, you the one that introduced the information to me. Okay, then we go on to another course. And I could already tell that based on these interactions with these individual professors, that I was basically going to be dictated to when it came to the dissertation. I was going to be told how to think when it came to the dissertation. And also, too, like I really was just going to, my purpose for doing the PhD was to earn more money. Like it was to help me to increase my earning capacity. I have no desire to walk around here with my chest puffed up and have my whole identity based on a doctorate. As a matter of fact, I posted a video about this when I first stopped attending the program because I was saying that I'm not going to allow anyone, first of all, I'm not going to pay for a degree and allow someone to tell me what I should think, how I should present the information. And these, if you talk to people that have done a dissertation, these dissertation committees can be very abusive, narcissistic, manipulative, abusive. I had one professor in the counseling program that I'm doing right now where she was like abusive on a level that just was out of this world and was using scripture from the Bible and like Christian principles to drive her points home. And it was weird as hell. It was definitely giving like I grew up in a cultish type religious situation. Um, but aside from that, people with doctorates, this is not all people with doctorates. Like a lot of people try to make this like an elite club or some shit and like look down their nose at people that don't have doctorates and it's like a badge of honor and people use it to base their identity upon. I'm good. I don't want any of the above. Now if somebody wants to give me an honorary doctorate depending upon where it's coming from, I may or may not take it because like thank you, I don't have to do any work for that. Okay. But like this whole the reason why I'm talking about this is because this is a whole lesson in like portraying yourself, perpetrating a fraud in the media for financial gain, lying about credentials, and why it would be beneficial for her to lie about a credential because people, respect people who have a doctor in front of their name. But I was told by people who completed doctorates that if you read their dissertation, you would see that it was largely BS. Now, maybe that was because I was talking to people who had gotten their dissertation a while ago and before they started publishing on ProQuest. And I would venture to say that they started making it mandatory that you publish on ProQuest because people were getting away with submitting trash ass dissertations. Because the person I was talking to was like, you'll probably never read anyone's dissertation because it's trash. So ProQuest is like a way to hold people accountable. I could be wrong, it's whatever. But then I saw this other chick post a video and she turned the whole Cheyenne Bryant situation into some colorism shit. So it was like she was basically trying to allude to the fact that Cheyenne Bryant was trying to hoodwink people, especially black people, because she's light skinned. And I'm like, how does that? And she used the words jigaboo, she used the words darky, she used the word what other word did she use? I don't even fucking remember. But like, I was just like, what does that have to do with anything? A liar is a liar is a liar all day long. And granted, you know, I'm sure that has been a thing where light skinned people felt like they were better than other people because of their skin tone. But yeah, we're still talking about doctor versus non-doctor. So if whether you're light skinned, dark skinned, damn purple, blue, it's still this a little elite group. I'm over it. And this is no shade to people with doctorates who, you know, legit earn their degree and they're not using their degree to harm others. Because like I said, these professors, these doctorates that I've dealt with have used their degree to mentally, emotionally harm others.